Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. And want to welcome everybody to the year 2026. See what this year has in store for us. What I'm going to talk about today is a game that was played yesterday, played this time of the year, every year, the Rose Bowl. And I was reading in the book that the first Rose Bowl was played January 2nd, 1902, and Michigan took on Stanford. Michigan was known as the point a minute team. The whole team had won 10 games, won all 10, scoring 501 points, not allowing a single point by its opponents. Sports writers were calling it the point a minute team. Biggest landslide was against the University of Buffalo, where they beat them 128 to nothing. Pardon me, I've been trying to get over the flu. Coach of the Michigan team was Fielding H. Yost, and his favorite expression was hurry up, telling the players to hurry up on everything. He had previously coached Stanford and took over Michigan. Prior to the football games in Pasadena, California, every year there was a New Year's festival, and the townspeople decorated their carriages with roses and other flowers and had a parade. So they wanted to add a football game to the celebration. They invited Michigan, the best team in the country, to play Stanford, the best team in the West, in a tournament of the roses. And Coach Yost eagerly accepted the invitation. He'd come, like I said, he'd come to Michigan from Stanford, so welcome meeting with his former team. They took the train from Michigan to Pasadena. And they got on a train. It was 10 below zero. They arrived in Pasadena. It was 85 degrees. Quite a difference. Stanford only lost one game that year by a 2-0 score to arch rival California, but was still the underdog to a point a minute team. First 22 minutes the game was played to a standstill. Finally, Michigan scored and a couple times and led 17-0 at the half. Second half, Michigan really poured it on to Stanford. And final score ended up being Michigan 49, Stanford nothing. So pretty much a one-sided game. The thing I read out of this book too, it said the little town of Pasadena would one day become a sizable city, continued to sponsor football on New Year's and calling the game the Rose Bowl. Later years, other bowl games were played in other cities, but the first bowl game set that pattern. Fielding Yost's amazing Michigan team set the standard for excellence. End of full paragraph I was reading off of. And I know for years you used to have Michigan. You used to have matchups like Michigan, Stanford, Michigan, and USC, Ohio State, and USC, etc. It was basically the Pac-10 champion against I believe the Big Ten champion, and that contract went on for years. Now that they've come up with a football playoff system, it's different. Last night they had Alabama taking on the number one team, Indiana. Indiana beat them 38-3, and it's the first time in 100 years that Alabama's been to the Rose Bowl. Kind of interesting thing thing. But yeah, for years you couldn't. It seemed like Alabama couldn't have been in the Rose Bowl because of that contract they had between those two what do you call them, conferences, I guess. Anyway, I want to wish everybody a happy New Year and hope it's a good one for you. As always, like, subscribe, share. Happy New Year to you, and thanks for watching.